You ever wonder if someone's really into you? Well, it turns out our bodies often send out these secret signals way before we ever say a word. In this explainer, we're going to decode that hidden, nonverbal language of attraction. It's this whole fascinating world of silent cues, so let's jump right in.
I mean, haven't we all been there? You feel this almost magnetic pull towards someone, but your logical brain just kicks in with all this doubt, and you're left wondering, is this just me? It's a totally universal feeling, and a lot of the time, the answer isn't in what's being said, but in what's not.
And that's because, while we're all pretty good at choosing our words carefully, our subconscious mind, it's just terrible at keeping secrets. It's constantly communicating through this silent language, basically showing its cards and revealing what's really going on under the surface. So, today, we're going to learn how to read it.
So, how do we crack this code? Well, to really understand this silent language, we're going to focus on 4 key subconscious signals. These are the big, telltale clues our brains send out, a lot of the time without us even having a clue. Let's take a quick look at our game plan.
All right, here's our roadmap. We're going to start with something called the mirroring effect. Then we'll move on to the power of open posture, then the lean in. And we'll finish up with what might be the most powerful of them all, unconscious eye fixation. So let's get right to it with our very first signal.
Okay, our first signal is a really cool phenomenon that psychologists call mirroring. It's one of the most subtle yet seriously powerful signs of a deep, subconscious connection that's forming between two people.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, have you ever been talking to someone and you notice they take a sip of their drink at the exact same moment you do? Or maybe you shift in your seat and a second later, they adjust their posture too. That's mirroring. It's a completely unconscious imitation of your physical actions.
But why does this happen? What's the deal with that? It's definitely not just a coincidence. Their brain is literally trying to sync up with yours. It's driven by these things called mirror neurons in our brain, which get activated both when we do something and when we see someone else do it. It's their brain's way of subconsciously saying, hey, I get you, I'm on your wavelength. It's a really powerful way to build a bond.
All right, moving on to signal number 2. Let's talk about open posture. You see, it's not just about mimicking actions. The simple way we hold our bodies can act as either this wide-open invitation or a physical barrier, and it says a lot about how we're feeling on the inside.
Think of it like this, right? An open posture, where someone's body is facing you, their arms are uncrossed, it signals trust, it signals vulnerability. There are no barriers between you, like a purse or a laptop. But a closed posture with crossed arms or maybe a bag held right in front, that creates a physical shield. When someone is attracted to you, you'll start to see them subconsciously remove those shields, literally opening themselves up to you.
Our third signal is all about proximity, the physical space between two people. This one is simple, it's direct, and man is it revealing. It's the classic lean in.
So here's the crucial part. When someone consistently leans in while you're talking, it's not just because the room is loud. Distance speaks volumes. It's this primal, subconscious urge to be physically closer to someone they find captivating. It's their body's way of screaming, I'm fully engaged and I want to be in your world.
And that brings us to our final, and you could argue, the most powerful signal of them all. This is the one that's super hard to fake and is so telling when you see it. We're talking about the eyes. You know that old saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul?
Well, it might sound a little cliche, but it turns out that when it comes to attraction, neuroscience and psychology absolutely agree.
What we're talking about here is something called unconscious eye fixation. It's when someone's gaze just lingers on you for a second or two longer than is socially normal. It's a totally involuntary reaction. Their brain is just so captivated that it kind of forgets the usual social rules for a moment. And here's the kicker. If you catch them looking and they quickly dart their eyes away, that can be an even stronger sign of that intense, unspoken interest. So what happens when we put all these pieces of the puzzle together? Well, we start to get a much clearer picture. We begin to see this consistent, subconscious message that's being sent loud and clear without a single word.
So you see, attraction isn't some big, unsolvable mystery after all. It's a series of silent, observable signals that our bodies send out when our minds are interested. By learning to spot the mirroring, the open posture, the lean in, and that lingering gaze, you can get some real insight into those powerful, unspoken feelings. So now, I'm going to turn it back to you. As you go about your week, just start paying attention. Which of these signals have you noticed in your own life? Or maybe seen happening between other people out in the wild? The silent language of attraction is all around us, once you know what to look for.